Well, I think you're totally right. I think there's been a lot of vampire stories, but it's also because there's a huge amount of vampire fans. It's an incredibly popular genre. But what I loved about this film is we're targeting the most famous vampire of all, but we're dealing with the birth of this creature, which has never been done before. So we're going back right to the beginning, to the historical figure that triggered and inspired the whole vampire fascination 600 years ago. So that's what defines this story and separates it very clearly from everything else that's been presented to us in the last 10 years, like you said.
Mio padre era un grande uomo. Un eroe, così dicono. Ma a volte al mondo non serve un altro eroe. A volte c'è bisogno di un mostro.
No, I think it has horror moments and horror aspects to it. I mean, you can't really tell the story of a vampire without having some very scary moments, and there are definitely scary moments in the film. But it is about the human, it's about the man. It's an origin story, so we're starting at the beginning. We're watching this transition of this man who's a father, he's a husband, he's a loving husband, and a leader of a people, and a threat. And you see his decisions and why he chooses to climb that mountain and enter that cave and ingratiate this creature and do what he does. But also then you're dealing with a man watching this torment inside of him, this physical, tug of war, which allows him to use powers, but also makes him want to drink blood, which would change his whole life forever, which, as we know, something very tragic happens.
Mio principe.
Mi sei mancata.
Sei turbato.
Il sultano si prepara a combattere e vuole nel suo esercito 1000 fanciulli. Anche tuo figlio.
Corri da tua madre.
Non guardate! Non puoi proteggerci.
Troverò il modo.
I met with Gary Shore to talk about the film, and he said to me, at the time I was really looking to do a romance and tell a love story, and when I sat down to meet with him, he told me, there is a classic love story at the heart of this film. And I thought, really? You? Okay. Well, and then, I read the script and I screen tested with Luke Evans for the role, and that was where I really realized that Vlad and Marina have this very powerful connection in the film, and it's actually pivotal because it's the love that they have for each other and for their son Ingris that they spend protecting, and all the choices that they make in the film are to protect that love for each other.
Ho aspettato un'eternità che arrivasse un uomo con la tua forza.
Welcome to your life.
Che cosa stai cercando?
Voglio il potere di distruggere i miei nemici e salvare la mia famiglia.
There's no turning back.
Bevi Dracula.
I mean, I think vampires specifically they're not just a fiction of someone's imagination in a book. They go back way further than that. And in Eastern Europe, people hang garlic on their doorposts and, sprinkle holy water around graves. And that does still happen. And it's not just a myth, but it's something that people live by and are still scared of. And so it's in the psychosis of lots of people. People deal with these things in very different ways, and vampires are different in each culture. There's different vampires in different parts of the world, and they all have different powers. And so I think it's something that's not going to go away, and it's a very interesting subject matter. It can be very dark at times as well, but we're telling the story of the daddy of all the vampires, which is the exciting part.
Voi siete vivi a causa di quello che ho fatto per salvarvi!
The world.
Non dovete mai dimenticare chi sono.